Tonight on The Proof is Out There. Is this proof that we're living in a simulation?
The computer's frozen. This is a glitch in the Matrix.
Proof that an ancient civilization once lived on Mars.
These are all kinds of formations that appears to be a city.
Proof of mutant bats. Around the globe are videos.
What the heck is this?
Photos and sounds that defy explanation.
Is it some kind of unidentified object?
A plane that was literally frozen in the air.
What are they?
Some sort of bizarre mutation.
Extraordinary claims need extraordinary proof.
I'm Tony Harris, and as a journalist for more than 30 years, I've followed the facts where they take me. Now I'm bringing that spirit of investigation to the world's strangest sounds and images. We'll analyze each one with top experts.
It's a credible case, it's a credible video.
And pass a verdict on what it is.
This video was clearly faked.
The Proof starts now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to The Proof is Out There. Have you ever seen something that your mind rejects as impossible? Well, you may not be seeing things. Some believe everything around us, the sky, our homes, our friends, aren't real. And could these videos be the proof? November 2015. Just a typical day of rush hour traffic in the Chinese city of Xingtai. Then this. Take a closer look. Two vans jump in the air and appear to suddenly defy gravity.
The van topples over as it hits the ground, and nobody knows what happened. It's totally freaky, doesn't make any sense.
But it's not just the laws of gravity that seem to be bending. In July 2020, a photo surfaced on the internet that shows the impossible.
Now this one really is weird. One of the girls, her facial expression in the mirror is different from her actual facial expression. Something like this can't be real, right?
What is going on here? Has reality suddenly gone off the rails? Physicist Dr. Michio Kaku explains that some believe it's proof our world is actually an elaborate computer simulation.
The fundamental premise of the simulation theory is that there's a mysterious, super advanced civilization that runs computer programs to simulate reality itself. They can create a world that's totally fake.
How would an alien civilization be able to generate our reality with such detail? Maybe we only need to look to our own technological advances.
In the 70s, we were playing Pong on a black and white TV. Now we have virtual reality. If we are capable of this kind of technological advancement, then an alien race that's millions of years, ahead of us could create simulations that we can't even touch yet.
So when a car mysteriously jumps in midair or a mirror shows a wrong reflection, simple, it's a glitch in the alien's computer code.
Not everything you see is always working the way it should. The computer's frozen, and some people perceive this phenomenon as proof that this is a glitch in the Matrix.
Now, if you believe we're not alone, and you believe technology advances exponentially, it follows that an alien civilization may well have evolved to the point that they're running lots of big simulations, and we're living in one of them. But are these images proof or not? We first sent the bizarre video of the car to science writer and forensic video analyst Mick West.
My first thought was perhaps there was some kind of water main break, and the water was rushing up underneath this car and pushing it up into the air.
West zooms in on the video. There's clearly no water seen underneath the cars, but he does find a clue in how the van jumps in the air.
It kind of jerks and then it's suspended. The only plausible thing that could hold up something like that is a rope or a cable or a chain.
Okay, if we're looking for a cable or chain, I don't see anything. But West says take a closer look at the right-hand side of the screen. See that large vehicle between the two cars?
There's a street sweeper going by, kind of about the same time that they get raised up into the air.
West did some more digging. Turns out this street sweeper is the key to the mystery.
What actually happened was there was a cable lying on the street, and this cable got tangled up in this street sweeper. and it pulled the cars up into the air. And because the video is very low quality, you can't see this.
So chalk one up for everyday reality. But what about the photo of the girl in the mirror? We ask our other forensic video analyst, Michael Primo, to take a look.
So I began my investigation by examining what's referred to as the metadata information. This particular image, I noted several consistencies with what I would expect to see as an original. I noticed no inconsistencies in the digital information.
Primo confirms the file is a camera original, but could the face in the reflection have been digitally manipulated after the photo was taken?
I look for any kind of inconsistencies in directionality of light, any kind of inconsistencies in the actual compression blocks, which is a X-ray version of the picture, which looks for areas of the image that have been copied over, duplicated, cloned, etc.
Here's where it gets freaky.
We would expect to see some sort of pasting of these two faces, but I do not detect any evidence of tampering of any kind. This is likely what actually was being documented in real life.
So it turns out those cars and vans can be explained pretty simply. Our verdict there, a tangled cable. But the examination of that photo is rock solid. There was no digital trickery, and who knows? It could be evidence that this reality is not really real. Our verdict on the photo, unexplained phenomenon. For nearly 50 years, NASA has been sending satellites to Mars to photograph the surface of the red planet. But what if those photographs found proof of a lost civilization there? A civilization some believe may have also colonized Earth. For decades, we've been sending probes to Mars, and ever since, strange images have been captured on the surface of the red planet. Could this be a floating spoon? Or this, a statue? What about this? The face of a god? But then, in the spring of 2020, things got really strange when an amateur astronomer claimed the cameras on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter photographed this. Take a closer look. It appears to be a group of buildings and pyramids on Mars, one even in the shape of an eagle's head. George Haas is the director of the Esoteric Cydonia Institute. He believes this could be evidence of an ancient civilization on Mars.
The first structure to get my attention is this four-sided pyramid that has a conjoined mound at the top. These are large geoglyphic formations that show intelligent design. All kinds of formations that appears to be a city.
George also believes these Martian pyramids are eerily similar to the ancient Mayan pyramids in Mexico.
It looks a lot like the Pyramid of the Moon in Teotihuacan. You have a four-sided pyramid with this platform or porch that's jutted off the one end of the pyramid. And they're almost identical.
Forensic investigator Chase Klotsky says there's a case to be made for past life on Mars.
There is physical evidence, scientific evidence, that there was once water on Mars. So if the water was there, it easily could have supported civilization.
So where did the Martians go? One popular theory, they were destroyed by nuclear war. The possible evidence? Atmospheric traces of an element called Xenon-129.
Xenon-129 is a signature of artificial nuclear explosions.
A 1-megaton bomb can completely level a radius of nearly 4 miles. But before we mourn the annihilation of Martian civilization, let's determine if there was a civilization at all. We took these photos to the best in the field, Mars mission planner Jonathan Hill. Hill begins by examining the large eagle's head structure. Could that be by design?
We see cliff faces along the edge, nice gentle slopes that are consistent with ice deposits that we see on similar mesas throughout the planet.
Hill says those lines indicate a natural formation, and geological analysis of the area confirms it.
So using ground-penetrating radar from orbit, we can see down into different layers of these mesas to see what they're made out of. And the entire mesa is rock and water ice, and so that obviously rules out any artificial metals or other materials.
But what about the nearby pyramid? George Haas claims it's a mirror image of the Pyramid of the Moon in Mexico. Were the two built by the same hands?
When you look at it, The difference between an actual pyramid is that all the angles are perfect. They were artificially engineered. When you look at a mesa like this, the edges aren't straight, they're all curves. The top is not centered. The geometry is just not there.
And that evidence of nuclear war on Mars, the Xenon 129?
Xenon is a naturally occurring gas. We find traces of it in our atmosphere here on Earth, so it's not surprising that we find traces of it on Mars.
After years of studying the red planet and claims of amazing structures there, Hill believes there's a psychological explanation for what people think they are seeing on Mars, the phenomenon known as pareidolia.
It's basically where the human brain goes a little too far, and it implants patterns where patterns don't exist. And so I think people have to really prove to themselves that they're not being affected by this known effect.
So it's simply a trick of the eye. And turns out that sometimes we'll see things we want to see and not what's actually there. So our verdict? Pareidolia. But don't let that stop you from looking up at the stars for that alien life. We may still find the proof one day. This next story is about an ongoing worldwide mystery. People and entire communities say they are being tormented by a strange, incessant humming sound. But is this notorious hum coming from outside the house or inside the head? They're hearing it in Rochester, New York.
I want to locate it to stop it.
They're hearing it in Bristol, England. And in Connecticut, Steve Colhayes is even hearing it in his bedroom.
It's a droning sound, and it's a lot worse at night. It's impossible to live with it.
Listen closely. Around the world, people are reporting a low, incessant, highly disturbing hum. Steve says he's been hearing it since 2009. And as you can see on this website dedicated to hum reports, he's one of thousands.
It's a developing map that people self-populate, and it's quite a large community.
The hum is a worldwide phenomenon of this strange, mysterious sound.
Journalist MJ Benaya says the mystery is complicated because the hum is not always the same.
The hum changes. It's not one unified sound across the planet or in different areas.
That's led to a wide range of theories. Benayas, who specializes in the unexplained, says many involve a vast system of secret tunnels.
One pretty wild internet conspiracy theory is that there exists a breakaway civilization, a group of humans who are much more advanced than we are, digging under the earth so that they can build cities under the Earth's surface.
Others believe the U.S. government is building a network of tunnels using shuttered Walmarts as entry points and supply stations.
The U.S. government digging underground tunnels would most likely have to do with stockpiling weapons or supplies, nuclear bombs.
Here's another weird thing about the hum. Only certain people hear it. We've enhanced the best recording we have so you can hear it come through your screen. But we've got questions about its source and its victims. We turn for answers about strange sounds to our audio expert, Dr. Ben Gottesman.
The hum is an amazing sonic mystery.
Gottesman is interested in a theory proposed by hum sufferer Steve Colhayes. A mechanical engineer, he traces the hum to natural gas pipelines.
This is a map that I prepared to find a correlation to pipeline location and hum reports. And within 95% accuracy, this does such a thing.
But other people in this field will say there have been occurrences far from gas plants.
So we have Gottesman do a spectrogram of our best hum sound, the one out of Rochester, to see if he could place it.
Seems like the hum is distinctly different from traffic. It's this continuous hum.
The continuous nature of the sound also rules out weather events, which clearly begin and end. As for the tunnel theory?
Most of these seismic vibrations within the Earth are much lower frequency than what humans can detect. If you're digging a tunnel underground, I'd be hard-pressed that humans can hear it at all.
Gottesman compares the Rochester hum to several possible matches with no luck until he finds this. An air vent. Compare that to the enhanced hum.
It's curious to me that it's really a similar frequency to this ventilation fan.
That might explain this hum, but Ben says it doesn't explain all hums or why only some people hear them. The answer, he says, is that some people might have a kind of superhuman hearing that makes the modern world extra noisy.
Hyperacusis is basically an extreme sensitivity to certain frequencies, certain noises. There could be people within a population that, for sounds people could care less about, for them it causes extreme annoyance or pain.
So it seems that the source of the hum can be anything from a gas pipeline to an air vent. But what makes it so disturbing to some hum sufferers? Our verdict? That rare condition called hyperacusis, a kind of super hearing. We've all heard of Batman, but what would it actually look like to cross a human and a bat? Some people think strange experiments overseas are already creating bizarre hybrids we've never seen before, except in our nightmares. Buenos Aires, Argentina, April 2020. Local media reports strange sightings of bats that can swim and run on land. One provocative online headline reads, "Mysterious humanoid bats reported in Argentina and in China." And here is their proof. These humanoid-looking bat-like creatures appear to be swimming in a local lake. Take a closer look. What in the world can they be? 6,000 miles away, another freakish video of more mystery bats, this time from China. Watch as this one flops on the ground, making unsettling vocalizations.
It's flopping around, it's screeching, it's acting erratically. It's actually kind of disturbing. So it's fairly obvious why someone would immediately look at this and think this is some kind of really strange, weird-looking mutant bat.
Ambitious scientists have tried to create custom hybrid species before. Perhaps most famously, the Soviet zoologist Ilya Ivanov tried to cross an ape and a human back in the 1920s, without success. Are these swimming bats the result of some recent genetic project? Even normal bats have a complex relationship with humans. Research suggests some viruses like measles and mumps originated in bats. But are the animals in these videos really some kind of mutant? We turn to our analysts.
I can see how this would look particularly mysterious.
Marine biologist Dr. Shay Conger says the theories about these creatures run the gamut.
There's some conjecture online that this animal might be the mix between a bat and something like a frog.
But she doesn't believe that kind of crossbreeding is possible.
To be able to mix two species that are so different would be highly unlikely and wouldn't result in something that would actually be alive.
So if this is not a mutant, what is it? Wildlife biologist Lucy Eckersley first focuses on the video out of China.
I don't think that this is even a bat. I think it's another type of mammal, something that's called a colugo. Colugos are a type of gliding mammal that are sometimes also called gliding lemurs. They can reach up to 200 feet using this amazing area that's called the patagium, that fold of skin that reaches from their forelimbs down to their hind limbs.
That might explain the Chinese video. But what about these strange things in the water in Buenos Aires?
I don't think that these are colugos. I think what we're actually seeing is a marine animal called a sea hare that we can see around the world and can grow up to 15 inches long. Both of these animals, I understand why people might think that these are mutant varieties of bats living underwater or looking like this strange animal screeching on the ground. But what I can tell by looking at their anatomy, that what we have is a colugo and sea hares.
Again, it's important to know that many species can share common characteristics and affinities. But people, frogs, and bats have different DNA and can't be crossbred. At least not yet. Our verdict? Colugos and sea hares. And that's our show for tonight. We appreciate you letting us into your homes, and we want to know what's going on with you. Please connect with us and tell us what you think. I'm Tony Harris, reminding you to keep those cameras rolling.